short film which says many things through the layers. So maybe a film you make in your formative years. I think it is a decade, more than a decade ago, no? 2013 something? 15, yeah. That's right. It's almost a decade. So by watching it repeatedly for a couple of times, I think the identity crisis of the tribal soul is well depicted. So one is the pulling of the majoritarian ideology, which tried to hug that identity to their mass. And on the other part, the Semitic single thing which is pulling to the other part. And in between lies the original identity of this indigenous culture. No? I would like to I would like to hear about that from you.
So yeah, in our state, there is one, how do you say, like Adivasis have their own identity, religious identity, which is normally, nowadays we call it Sarna. It's been quite some years. But then there is the logic behind it is that, the Dravidian culture or the Austroasiatic tribes, they have a history which is very pre-Vedic and pre-Aryan. But whether it is like religion or whether it is history or whatever it is in this country right now, our country, we see it from a very Aryan perspective. So I think the presence of the identity of Adivasis as another religious group or even a cultural group is something which actually presents the entire existence, which has been like from before the arrival of the Aryans.
So it is very clear that it's having a rich, long heritage of a cultural identity is being eroding. Another interesting thing which I have noticed of this group of people of your community, there's a different opinion that they may have. I think when you said this is Dravidian, predominantly Dravidian, I can hear interestingly I can hear some of the Sinhalese, Sri Lankan Sinhalese somewhere in that language. I don't know whether I'm right or not. But some say these people with these rich cultures came from the Sindhu, Saraswati, from that Harappan mode. And another theory is that this group of people, which we see in this film, they came gradually from the south, which is our neighbor, from the Tulu, from the Konkan region. I don't know what is the scientific points which approves that theory. But anyway, that is very interesting to know that a Dravidian speaking language is thriving in the Chota Nagpur plain and Bengal and all that. It's very interesting to hear. So how do you identify these Dravidian bubbles or cultural bubbles or traits in your films or in your life or in your community, in your social life and in your studies? ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് ഈ ഒരു ദ്രാവിഡ ഭാഷ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഛോട്ടാ നാഗ്പൂർ, ജാർഖണ്ഡ്, ഛത്തീസ്ഗഡ്, ബംഗാൾ, അങ്ങനെ വിശാലമായി കിടക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലത്തെ വളരെ റിച്ചായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ട്രഡീഷണൽ ഒരു വലിയൊരു ഇൻഡിജിനസ് ഗ്രൂപ്പാണ് ഒറയോൺ. ഐ തിങ്ക് റൈറ്റ് ഇൻ സെയിങ് ദാറ്റ്, പ്രൊനൗൺസിങ് ഒറയോൺ. അതിൻ്റെ രണ്ട് ഭാഗങ്ങൾ, ദ്രവീഡിയൻ ഭാഷ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഉത്തരേന്ത്യയിലെ ഛോട്ടാ നാഗ്പൂരിലെ താഴ്വാരയിലുള്ള ദ്രവീഡിയൻ ഭാഷ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന വിഭാഗത്തിന് ആര്യ അധിനിവേശം, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു തിയറി നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു. ആര്യന്മാർ വരുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ ഉള്ളൊരു വലിയൊരു കൾച്ചറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അവരെത്തിപ്പെട്ടത് ഒന്നുകിൽ ഹാരപ്പൻ സംസ്കാരത്തിൻ്റെ തകർച്ചയോടെ, ഒന്നുകിൽ വൈദേശിക ആക്രമണത്തിൻ്റെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു വലിയൊരു കാലാവസ്ഥ വ്യതിയാനത്തിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായി അവർ തെക്ക് കിഴക്കിലേക്ക് വരികയും എന്നൊരു ഇതുണ്ട്. അതേസമയം തന്നെ തുളുനാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന്, അല്ലെ നമ്മുടെ കൊങ്കൺ, കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ ടിപ്പ് ഉൾപ്പെടുന്ന കൊങ്കൺ റീജിയനിൽ നിന്ന് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വിഭാഗം ആ ഭാഗത്തേക്ക് കുടിയേറി എന്നുമാണ് ഒരു ഈ ഗോത്ര വിഭാഗത്തെ പറ്റി തിയറി. അതാണ് ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത്. ഐ തിങ്ക് you can answer the question.
Actually, can you summarize a bit?
No, I think this Dravidian culture which we are...
How do we identify?
Yeah, exactly.
First and foremost thing is the language that is there, and then we see, like I have met people from the south from before, and people would identify our features as very Dravidian, and also the food style. It's very rice based. You know, today we had breakfast, which is appam, and we call it chilka roti in our place. So it's a very, you can find these things very similar in the Dravidian, like a Dravidian this thing. But the most important and primary similarity is the language. The language falls, and there is, like Serbi was mentioning that there's this Malto, and you know, there's one more Kisan tribe, and there's Mal Pahadia. So all these are Dravidian tribes in Jharkhand. Among them, the bigger majority is the Oraon tribe, and other tribes are also existing. And the difference started only because some went to the hills, they stayed in the hills. We are mostly like on the flatlands of Chotanagpur.
They went for the tea plantations, no? For the tea plantations.
And yeah, a lot of from Jharkhand, many people have gone to tree plantations in Assam and Bhutan and Bangladesh, and also Mauritius and West Indies, and even in our country, Andaman Nicobars. So it's a big population that way.
So Manobhai, you have made this film some decade ago, and the time has changed so fast. Technology has changed, communication has changed, ideology has been aggressively changed. My question is that if you are supposed to make this film now, how will be it?
How different it would be?
Yeah, exactly.
See, at that point of time, how I saw cinema and how I see it now has definitely, you know, I have grown out of a certain kind of language, and when it comes to cinema, and this film particularly. But this is the reality of me as a filmmaker at that particular point of time. I was struggling as a filmmaker, you know, making a mark as a filmmaker, and to make a film in my own mother tongue, coming from a society which doesn't have acting as a, you know, it doesn't have acting in the culture. There's no culture of acting. And also, so what we did was, while studying in film school, we are exposed to like a huge number of films. So the students normally what they do is they identify themselves with certain cinema, and then they move forward with, you know, in that direction. So for me, it was more like I wanted to make a film which is possible with the people, with my people. Although other people, a lot of people in the film school suggested that why don't you make a film in Bengali, why don't you make a film in Hindi, because you will easily, actors are available. So but I had this thing that, you know, I have to make a film, because I don't know whether after going out of this institute I will get an opportunity to make a film in my language. So there were two filmmakers who had a huge influence on me, and I saw a certain breakthrough in terms of how to, you know, have people from my tribe acting in my film, or you say non-acting in the film. So one filmmaker is, the most prominent filmmaker is Robert Bresson from France, and Another filmmaker is Nuri Silan. Nuri Silan is a Turkish filmmaker. So what he did, first I'll tell you about Robert Bresson. Robert Bresson's acting, he rejected everything out of, he threw everything out of cinema. He practiced cinema very radically in a very purist form. What he did was, he would say that acting is for theatre, music is a different art form, cinema is a different art form. We should explore cinema as a different art form. So he would make actors not act in the film and use the tools of cinema, like the character's movement or the face of the character or hands or the background, the locations, all these things, the activities they are doing, the props they are using, they all have emotions. So he used all those things to convey the emotions. And so that was actually, it was very inspiring for me. And then
Shall it
another,
make something like a documentary when it do like that? No? Shall it make then such a thing as a documentary?
no, not really. I wanted to do fiction.
Yeah, I think not this Bresson's idea of taking out the acting.
Yeah, it's very documentary. Yes, true. So, and then another filmmaker, Nuri Silan, when I was reading about the filmmaker, what he did was, he casted his own father and mother and his relatives in the film. So in my film also you'll see Mahadev ji is like, we have been working closely together. We know each other, very familiar. So that trust is very important in acting. So you need to have people who trust you. So the main lead in the film is my brother, younger brother. And the mother is my...
Younger one?
Yeah, is my younger brother. And the mother in the film is my aunt. So I have tried to work like that to make films.
And how difficult was it to convince them that to act in the, say, before the camera? I wonder. ഒരു കാര്യം പറയാനുള്ളത്, I think anybody knows Malayalam? എല്ലാവരും, I think there's no a few Malayalis here. ഇതിൽ അഭിനയിക്കുന്ന കഥാപാത്രങ്ങളെ യാതൊരു ഡ്രാമാറ്റിക്കും അല്ലാതെ അഭിനയത്തിൽ നിന്ന് ചോർത്തിക്കളഞ്ഞുള്ള അഭിനയമാണ് ഈ സിനിമയിൽ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടത്. Okay, you can carry on.
So
you're saying about how you convinced.
How I convinced. Yeah, I asked them. Actually, my family members, my brother was really excited about facing the camera. But then initially he was doing all this Shah Rukh Khan kind of. So we worked together and we did a lot of workshops and make everybody not act initially. And then we would talk about what the scene is, what the emotion, the content is, and similar incidents in his life. That kind of things we will work on, and the movement and the dialogue throw, in the sense that the dialogue can't be like very racy. You have to just say it very slowly, like that. So a little bit of workshop and all, and my aunt actually thought that this is, since it is a dissertation film, so she thought that if she doesn't work in my project, I will fail in my exams. So she became a part of it, and Mahadev ji is always a support. And
I think I would like to ask to repeat that question again, in the sense of the political scenario of after 10 years. If you make the same film, or do you face such a tension as depicted in 10 years ago between the different cultures, between the religions grabbing, and the ongoing, what is happening in all over India, ongoing thirst of a majoritarian religion? In that scenario, how do you may change this short film? If you make it now.
I actually don't think there is a very, what do you say, there is a word called prataksh, like on face. The tension is not so much on the face. It is just internal. People talk about
very subtle,
and people just talk about it very quietly among friends like that. But it's not a very popular, like people are fighting. It's not like that. And deep down, everybody knows that, the tribe, no matter the religion and all, they are from the same tribe. So there is that brotherhood has not gone away, I think. And given how to make it, craft wise I would improve it. But then the film story and all will be like this only a scene. Yeah.
We can move on to a different type of question. As you know, the indigenous people have been depicted in the films for a long time. You may be answering this point a couple of times, multi times. Either we are portraying them as clowns or as criminals. The woman characterized is often depicted as voluptuous, sexy ones. You know, from the Adiban, as you said, the Adibaman song. I think it's wonder as a state like, even as a state like Kerala, this indigenous people is nowhere in the mainstream. Either they are depicting as a, I think as I say, clownish character, or as a sheer villains, or some exhibiting subhuman pieces. It's a general question, I think you are the better one to answer it. How can we change? Is it changing, or it is something like it always like that?
So yeah, how it is changing, you see. For us, like Jharkhand is a tribal, it has a 26% tribal population. In the discourse, in the political discourse or social discourse, Adivasis have a say. There are strong voices which come, and protests happen. So many things happen. And we put across things, even though the policymakers might not be, from the, community, Adivasi community. But then, I think, as of right now, Adivasi is in a very strong position in Jharkhand. And as far as in cinema is concerned, yes, over the years, like as starting from, Ray or the Shalimar film, or even Joram recently, all these films have portrayed Adivasis very, in a very weird way. Like even in Joram, which is so recent, and it went to a lot of prestigious film festivals and all, the film actually, the portrayal is like they tried to, use the image of Dongriya Kond, which is a very popular image internationally, globally. Because when they were having this, movement against Vedanta, that time they were known as the Avatar tribe of the, Avatar tribe of India. So very popular. So the filmmaker actually used that image of an Adivasi in a very homogenizing way. And Dongriya Kond is in Orissa, but then while telling the story of Jharkhand, he used that image in Jharkhand. And none of the, cinema lovers are actually entertained that image. And the film actually did very poorly in the film. So that way we are there. But then as far as filmmaking is concerned, like I think Kerala is a better place to, make films.
Quite frankly, I don't think so, because it is a better place. I think it is only skin deep. I would say that 2 days before, our chief secretary is one of the top bureaucrats, chief secretary. Was being ridiculed in the name of her color. Just 2 days back. So you don't think we are very politically enlightened, we are 100% literate, nothing like that. We are only skin deep.
I completely understand that, but what I'm trying to say is there is no opportunity of filmmaking.
Obviously.
Kerala government is actually what I was reading in past like 10-15 days ago, that there is a fund for an Adivasi filmmaker, 1.5 I think crores, for him or her to make a film. But in our state, like here, like it's 1.34 something population is here. In our state, we are like 26%. It's the our CM is an Adivasi. Still, filmmaking, the film policy which we have does not encourage Adivasi filmmakers, because one has to know that Adivasi filmmakers, Adivasi society as a whole, it is not a cash-based economy. It is actually transitioning right now. It's just 10 years ago that we started doing some little bit of business of the clothes people are wearing like that. So it is very important that the government starts small funding venues in the, makes changes in the film policy and does this small funding, like 10, 15 lakhs, that kind of a thing. And produce more and more films, encourage Adivasi filmmakers in the state. And then globally, we are actually looking at, indigenous cinema. There's something called fourth cinema now. Earlier it was first cinema, second cinema, third cinema. Now there's fourth cinema. And people are discussing fourth cinema, saying that it is cinema by the indigenous people, for the indigenous people. But Jharkhand can actually become a place where, in India, that an epicenter of fourth cinema. But
But so last, I think I can take 1 minute. Apart from a committed, what to say, an activist, I would like to call you an activist who is portraying the indigenous life. You are also a filmmaker. So you can't escape from the clutches of the commercial side of the film. I think I'm very excited to know that you have been working with the Jamtara series. So what is this? Well, I can say, how will you keep in balance between a filmmaker who wants to make successful commercial films and to depict the life of your own people? Where lies it?
actually, I also jump between ad films and documentary films and like that. For me, cinema is cinema. Actually, for filmmakers, it should be like that. This is what I believe. That a cinema is a cinema. A commercial cinema is probably where there is a certain exaggeration of the reality. So basically, it's a difference of matra, the quantity of emotions.
So you can make commercial films successful. I think I will like to show an example of JP of the Tamil film. You may hear about that. So big success telling the story of a Irula tribe. I think directed by Jnanvi. That's why I ask you.
So yeah, commercially we can very much look at cinema, and I think filmmaking cinema is cinema. Like actually, this making division should not be for filmmakers. It is a very academic thing and a very film studies and all these things. But as a filmmaker, you should know the craft, and given a chance, you should be able to make a very good commercial film, because it is about having a different kind of matra of emotions in commercial films. That is my understanding. So that is how I can jump between different formats which I don't believe in. Yeah.
Without a very pleasant and very convincing answer, that we could wind up this session. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are a wonderful filmmaker. You can have the chances of becoming an actor. You are very handsome. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.